Welcome to my channel, everyone. Today we're going to be doing this nice look right here. So if you want to do this look, make sure to stay tuned, keep watching, and enjoy this video. Now before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like for more future videos. Stay tuned. So real quick, I want to show you guys the things I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using this Bad Habit palette, which is like oranges and stuff, some glitter liner, mascara, a concealer brush, a fluffy brush for blending, and a concealer and glue. So once you get used to doing cut creases and all that, this should become pretty easy. So if you know how to do it, just follow along. So we're going to do this look right over here. Now, I did use concealer underneath my eyebrow just a bit, just to highlight it. So you can do that too, to give it more of a brighter appearance. So this is the Solstice palette by Bad Habit. And we're going to be using these colors right over here. If you don't have this palette, you can use a similar palette or loose eyeshadows to do this. Once again, you're going to need a fluffy brush, a concealer, your most important items, and a concealer brush. This one right here is a Luxie brush, but you could use any flat-headed concealer brush. So we're going to grab the fluffy brush and reach into Dusk, which is a dark brown. And we're going to apply it right in the crease bone area. So you're going to want to stay in that crease bone area. Do not go too high yet or anything. You're going to dab the brush and then blend back and forth. So remember, blending is a back and forth motion. So we're going to keep on going, blending in the inner corners and outer. And we're going to start pulling out to make a little tail. So pull, pull, pull. Just drag your brush across. Just like so. We're going to grab a little bit more eyeshadow and start layering it more on. So we're going to repeat the same steps. We're going to layer the eyeshadow on. Blend as we go, little by little. Pull, pull, pull. And if you get it on your lid, that's okay. That's going to be cleaned up. So pull that out. So blend as you go, right in the inner corners. Pull up. And now we're going to add some more eyeshadow again. Now this is the same color. As I said before, we were repeating the steps at least 3 to 4 times until we get the enough color desired. I want it to be deep and get that definition there, so I'm going to keep adding eyeshadow until I'm happy with the look. So right now we're just deepening that color and making it nice and rich and vibrant. You're going to blend as you did before, pull out. Make sure to do this with a light hand on the edges. So now that we've done that, make sure to grab your brush with a very light hand and start pulling it up just a tad bit. Not too much, and blend in circular motions as well as going straight out. Now with the same fluffy brush, we're going to grab this dark brown and we're going to place it right underneath the previous brown we first used. Now this brown is going to give it more of a deeper effect, more, accentuate the crease bone area. So we're going to apply that right underneath and stay more hugging the bone area. So you're going to go in the inner corners, a back and forth motion while tapping a brush to make sure to get all that product off. And if it gets on your lid, that's okay too. So pull, 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 the same as before. We're repeating the same steps from the original eyeshadow, but this time we're going to do it with this really dark, rich eyeshadow. Keep it right by the crease bone area, blending in a circular motion. Hug the line and make sure to hug it really tight. That way it doesn't go over. You do not want to over blend both of the colors. It will become muddy and it will become one solid color. It will just basically look the same. So you're going to pull out and then blend back and forth. Very light-handedly, blend both at the top together, very light. Now we're going to grab makeup remover wipes and a Q-tip, and first we're going to use a makeup remover wipe to clean up the area for the cut crease. This will give you a very pale, nice, clean looking cut crease and not a dirty, murky, muddy looking one. So I want a clean canvas, so I'm going to use this makeup remover wipe and clean the area where I want to have my cut crease. Now I'm going to grab a Q-tip, wet it with the makeup remover wipe, and I'm going to use a Q-tip to make it more pronounced and more defined. Go back in with this makeup remover wipe to make it a little bit more clean and precise. Next, we're going to grab a concealer. I'm going to use a Smashbox one, and I'm going to grab my concealer brush, which is flat, and we're going to place it right on top where we cleaned the area at. So don't worry about getting it perfect right now. We're just trying to place it on there. Follow the line where you did that cleanup crease, and you're going to pull all the way to the back. So pull. Be very careful when you do the edges. Pull, pull, pull. I'm going to grab a little more product. I'm just going to stamp all on the side right there. It looks messy, but it's going to get better. Going to grab a little more product and place it right on top, adding a layer each time to make it really bright. I want my canvas to be really pale. When you're working with the front corners, a nice neat trick is to flip your brush back and forth between each swiping up. This really honestly works to help you get a more of a cleaner, a sharper edges, a better canvas compared to letting your brush be dirty. It's just going to make everything murky, so this will actually help out make it way crispier and way better lines. So once we're done with that, we're going to tap it out. You can use a beauty blender, but I want to use my fingers, and I'm just going to smoothen out the concealer to make it look more blended into my skin. Next, I'm going to clean my brush off with my hand. You can use anything else you have, and we're going to grab this yellow eyeshadow and place it right on top of that lighter brown one we first did. So tap, 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 tap it on, and lightly blend back and forth. Use a very light hand to do this. Now this yellow is going to help it look a lot better in a gradient effect, and it's going to give it that crisp, nice, clean look. I'm going to grab a little bit more, tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap in the front and grab a little bit more. Lightly press and blend back and forth with a light hand. Remember to blend that lighter brown with the yellow and don't go too low. You do not want to get rid of that dark brown. We want that to be pronounced. We want that to be very defined. So only stick to the top with a light hand. Pull that out. Blend back and forth. This yellow is going to work as a transition color because we worked from the bottom up and not from a transition and then added other colors. First, we started off with the darker colors and then added up to the light ones. You can do either or, but this way works just as fine and it makes it look flawless. So I'm blending in back and forth motion and tiny little circular motions blending in between the yellow and the brown. I cannot stress this enough. Don't forget to have that really light hand while you're doing the top. So now I'm going to pull back and look in my mirror. I got to see if it looks, kind of like the other one. I don't want it to look a little bit too light or too darker than the other one. I want them to match. So we're going to grab a little bit more of that dark eyeshadow. Just a bit. And I'm going to add it right on top right there. Be careful not to go over. I'm just trying to highlight back that brown area that I had before. Give a little bit more definition and depth. So just a little bit, very light-handed. You don't want to overdo it. I'm going to grab that yellow again. And do the same thing to the top as we did before. Very light-handed. Blend that lighter brown with the yellow. Pull just a bit. Very light hand. Next, I'm going to reach into this palette and grab that white color. And I'm just going to place it right on top of the lid. And this is to prevent creasing to set in that concealer. We just want to do the lid and just leave the rest alone. Next, we're going to add some glitter liner, and you're going to trace on top of that cut crease line. Pull back, start from the front, add a little bit more as you desire. So basically you're just tracing what you had on, you're tracing on top of that cut crease, and that's it. It's that simple. we're going to grab this concealer brush and I'm going to reach into this yellow. And I'm going to stamp it on very generously. Be very careful not to go too high. We want to apply it like if it would be liner, but in a powder form. So grab a little bit more pigment, apply it to where you would put your liner. And if you have hooded eyes like me, it could be a struggle. Don't be cheap with that eyeshadow. Grab some more and put it right on there. Stamp, stamp, stamp. Apply a little bit more. Next, we're going to grab a creamsicle color and we're going to place it right on top of that yellow eyeshadow that we did before. Remember to be generous and not to be cheap with it. So place it on there while pulling back a bit, so because you want to blend them just a bit. It doesn't matter if you blend them too much, it's just a bit. So keep on placing that pigment right on there. This is a shimmer one and the other one was a matte, but we're mixing them together. So place like you would do a liner and then lightly blend them. Next, I'm going to grab a setting spray and I'm going to spray my brush, my concealer brush. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want that eyeshadow to stay in place and I don't want it to transfer on my lid. Especially as I have hooded eyes, we tend to have a problem with things transferring up to the hood area. So I put that on there just to make sure. And a little bit of mascara for my eyelashes. Clean the area right up. So this is the part where you're going to need. So next thing you're going to need is your eyelashes and your glue. But I'm going to do mine off camera, so I'll be right back. So I'm back, everyone, and this is the final product. So this is what it looks like now. It's really cute. Not only is it cute, it's gorgeous. So I'm going to show you guys how to get rid of that really pale-ish look on the sides. You're going to grab a beauty blender or a sponge and just put foundation all over your face and then blend it out, and it's going to blend it right where your skin, so it's not going to look as pale as it did before. So this concludes the video, and if you guys like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification right on the side. Don't forget to comment down below and visit my social media pages, and if you guys want more looks like this, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time for a future video.